Thanks for checking in again, family, to your favorite #1 notary, Jeff Veal in Chicagoland. I'm here to help you guys get your businesses going. I'm teaching you the tricks of the trade. I'm here to show you the ropes, what to do in this notary business. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. On today's episode, I want to tell you guys a few stories, and then there's going to be some lessons mixed into the stories. First of all, first one, I got a couple for you. So the first one, I had a notary for, it had to be somewhere between about the $100 to $200 range in a pretty good neighborhood here in Chicago called Humboldt Park. And so I go to this notary. Before I went to the notary, I had a notary at a nursing home or something like that. So the next appointment was directly after that in Humboldt Park. Get to Humboldt Park, walk up the stairs. Pretty decent house, older, like 2-story house. Ring the doorbell. The guy answers the door and I look at him. It's in the summertime now. I look at him and I'm like, man, this guy kind of looks like Andrew Vaughn. Andrew Vaughn, if you're not a baseball fan, White Sox fan, Andrew Vaughn is the first baseman of the Chicago White Sox. And so, I'm walking in, I'm looking around. This is like at first I didn't realize it was him when I first saw him. But in my mind, I'm thinking I'm kind of looking at the surroundings, kind of putting two and two together. And is this the kind of house that Andrew Vaughn would live in? And I'm looking yeah. Looking at his wife, beautiful, beautiful wife. But I'm not directly staring at him. I'm just making small talk like I usually do. I like to compliment my customers on their home just to start the small talk and. And so, as I usually do, one of the first thing I say is, I can get started with your ID. Shows me his ID. It's Andrew Vaughn, first baseman for the Chicago White Sox. And so, looking in my bag, and my stamp isn't where I normally put it. Rummage through there some more. My heart starts boom, boom, boom. I'm like, oh man, I left my stamp at the last appointment. So luckily enough, he was nice enough I told him, I was like, look, I can go grab the stamp. I can be back here in 20, 30 minutes or whatever. He was like, no, I got stuff to do today. When he said that, I'm like, oh man, he's about to cancel on me. He's like, no, can we do it tomorrow? I have some time tomorrow. So, of course. So I go back, I do it the next day. Another situation that I had, similar, and you're gonna catch the connections here in these two stories. So I'm like, okay. He's like, she should be here in a few minutes. So I start taking my stuff out of my bag, my journal, I'm looking for my stamps, and my stamps aren't in the bag. So I'm like, just hold on a sec, sir. Let me run out to my car, because sometimes I don't zip my bag and maybe it fell out, I got to go out to my car to check see if it fell out. So I go out to the car. I'm going through everything. I'm looking through the armrest. I'm looking in the trunk. The stamp is not there. Now, actually, this happened before the Andrew Vaughn story. I called a guy. So then, as I'm sitting in my car and I realize I don't have my stamp, I see a car pull up next to me. A lady gets out the car and she walks, to the building. The guy texts me. He's like, hey, my wife is here. And it was his wife. My wife is here. Are you ready? I'm like, I tell him, I'm sorry, man. I left my stamp. I don't have my stamp. The best that I could do is call another notary, and because I have a network of notaries all around Chicago, man. Can I call another notary? And he's like, yeah, so I'm going as fast as I can. And I find somebody. She's like, well, what type of document is it? I'm like, you just need to get here. You just need to get here. Can you get here? Look, you're going to make X amount of money. I usually split my fees 50-50 with my notary, And so she's like, yeah, I could be there in like 20 minutes. So I'm like, cool, start coming. Telling the notary to start coming. So I tell the guy, I'm like, look, I got a notary that can come, that can be here in 20 minutes. He's like, we got to cancel. I'm sorry. My wife has to get back to work. So I was mad because I drove a long way, and I think it was like a Friday afternoon. That's a tip for you too. If you live in a city, like a big city like Chicago, like I do, be careful when you schedule notaries during rush hour, because what might take you an hour to get somewhere with rush hour might take you 2.5, whatever. So, which could cost you a job. So he ended up rescheduling with me, and that's what happened. The tip that I just gave you wasn't something that my notary was aware of, but actually it falls on me. When you're a business owner, everything falls on you. So she went on like maybe the next Friday, and she didn't get there because traffic. So that they were irate, and I felt so bad about it when these type of things happen, because like this isn't the norm. This is like something that happens once every 300 customers. We have a fluke incident or something that happens. So, but they don't know that. They don't know that, and all they know is they're not getting what they requested, and they think you're crap. So, so the lessons here is buy an extra stamp. I got 3 stamps now. From after these 2 experiences, I might have had another experience that I can't remember, but from these 2 experiences now, I have a stamp in the house. I have 2 stamps in my car. So if I leave one someplace, I got another one in my bag, and they're only like $20. At least they are here in Illinois. So that's the lesson. And the other lesson is make sure you account for rush hour. Maybe even charge more if you gotta travel far distances through rush hour. So I hope that was helpful. Hit me up on notarymentorhub.com. Email me at jeffsmobilenotary6 if you want a consultation. Please stay tuned. And remember, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Go with me. Stay tuned for more advice to get your business going. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.